All right, ladies and gentlemen. This is Jay, host of the Technical File Podcast and host of the SJP Files, brought to you by Anchor. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. It's free. There are creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and any other podcast you listen to. You can make money from your podcast, no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Once again, download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started.
Round now say the same thing. They chasing the fame. They got one for name. But they ain't got what's running through these veins. Make way for the king. Make way for the kingdom. The king me. Checkmate.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Technical File Podcast. I am your host, Jay, and today we are going over what else? The NBA Finals, where Game 2 literally happened last night. I was up pretty late last night watching the game and couldn't record the next morning either. Something that came up and it just kept me from recording. So, it's 8 at night right now. So, it's 8 p.m. on the East Coast. So this is me just recording because this is the only free time I have for the next couple of days. So game 3 won't take place until Sunday. And I'm pretty sure I'm off on Monday. So I won't have to worry about really recording. Not recording on Sunday, but oh, how I love to be right. Yes. The Phoenix Suns are up 2-0 on the Milwaukee Bucks, not for lack of trying by Giannis Antetokounmpo, who put together the greatest game of his professional career, probably. I mean, he had 42 points in 40 minutes, 15 for 22 from the field. That's 68% from the field. He did take 5 threes. He hit one, but still, too many threes from Giannis. Giannis should be taking, I think I said this a couple minutes ago, Giannis should be taking like 1, maybe 2 threes a game, but 5, way too much. 11 from 18 from the free throw line. For Giannis, that's good. 11 for 18 from the free throw line. For Giannis, that's fantastic. 12 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 blocks. He did have 3 turnovers, but the hell you gonna do? As for the rest of his bum-ass squad, what did I tell you when this series started? What's going to cost them, the Milwaukee Bucks, a championship is simple. Chris Middleton and Drew Holiday. Chris Middleton and Drew Holiday are going to cost his team a championship because you never know which one of these guys you're going to get. You never know if you're going to get the Drew Holiday and Chris Middleton from games 5 and 6 against Atlanta, or are you going to get the Drew Holiday and Chris Middleton from game 2 in the NBA Finals if one of these guys had been just on top of their game all night long? Chris Middleton, 5 for 16. Drew Holiday, 7 for 21, both in the 30s for field goal percentage. Drew Holiday, 1 for 3 from 3. Chris Middleton, 1 for 6. Chris Middleton had 11 points. Drew Holiday had 17 points. Giannis had 42 points, and they lost by 10 points. Giannis scored 20 points in the third quarter, ladies and gentlemen. 20 points. 5 for 6 from the field. 1 for 2 from 3. 9 for 14 from the free throw line. 20 points. And he got nothing from anybody else. Just nothing. Now, I ain't gonna lie, Chris Paul and Devin Booker matched him in the third quarter with 22 points between the two of them. But you go into halftime down by 11, and by the end of the third quarter, you're down by 10. With a guy who scores 20 points in the third quarter. Middleton and Drew Holiday are going to cost them a championship. Because I'm sure one or both of these guys are going to play great in game 3. But it's just not enough. It's not enough. Devin Booker, DeAndre Ayton, Chris Paul. And DeAndre Ayton did not have a great offensive game. He was 4 for 10 from the field. He did have 11 rebounds and 4 assists, 3 steals, 2 blocks. But this wasn't like a typical DeAndre Ayton game. But Devin Booker was hooping, 31 points, 15, 12 for 15 from the field. Chris Paul, once again, hooping. 23 points, 10 for 20 from the field, 3 for 5 from 3. Mikal Bridges, hooping. 8 for 15. Dre Crowder gave you some threes after. He didn't really give you anything on the offensive line. Cameron Payne didn't do much of this game. Torrey Craig, he gave you some buckets. I hope he's okay. I hope he can play deeper on in the series. He got hurt in this game. I really do hope he just becomes better. But Giannis Antetokounmpo was fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. A round of applause for my man. And a round of boos for Chris Middleton and Jrue Holiday. They were horrendous. Also, my guy, what's his name? Mike Budenholzer. What we doing with Brook Lopez, man? He's kind of unplayable. They're picking on him every chance they get. There's something about this that you just can't do. And I feel like the Bucks have lost, I think, every game one in this playoff run, and except for the game one against the Miami Heat. I think they've lost every single game one. I know people tend to use, I know LeBron does this a lot. He uses game ones as a feel out for how the series goes. But you're not LeBron. You ain't that level. You can't be giving up games like this. You give 2 games. I think this series is over. I think this series ends in 5 or 6. I had it at 6 because I thought Milwaukee was actually going to win this game. But I think this series, I think it might end in 5. And I know I've been kind of jumping the gun in this playoff run, when I was like the Clippers are going to get swept by the Mavs. But I honestly believe this series ends in 5. I know the Phoenix Suns hit like 23s, but and they're not going to do that every game. That's just not who they are. You're more likely going to get a game 1 when it comes to the 3-point shooting percentages from them. In game 1, they hit 11 for 34 from 3-point line. This game, they were 20 for 40. 50% instead of like their normal in the 30s. That's most likely the type of game we're going to get. And although Giannis gave you a great game, he's proven he's fairly unstoppable. PJ Tucker's playing way too many minutes. He's playing way too many minutes. There's not anybody you can really put him on. You're going to put him on like Mikal Bridges. I like Mikal Bridges, but Mikal Bridges doesn't warrant. I mean, the defensive attention that PJ Tucker can give you. PJ Tucker, you brought PJ Tucker in for one reason, to guard Kevin Durant in the Eastern playoffs. And right now, his offensive production doesn't outweigh his defensive production. Does not outweigh his offensive production, because PJ Tucker has essentially been in the corner and you stick your weakest defender on him. Now, Mikal Bridges is doing a fantastic job on Chris Middleton, which is maybe the reason why Chris Middleton hasn't really been balling. But game 1, Middleton was good in game 1. He had 29 points. He was very good in game 1. But in game 2, he was bad. And Jrue Holiday, my guy, they brought you in for one specific reason. This is the reason why you're on this team. This is the specific reason you're on this team, to get them over the hump. These 2 dudes going to cost them a championship. These 2 dudes going to cost Giannis a ring. And Chris Paul has been taking full advantage of it. You could tell he wants it. I think he wants it more than ever. I think he could taste it. He's 2 away from a ring. 2 away from a championship. He knows it. He can taste it. He could feel it on his fingers. He could feel the ring sliding on that ring, on that middle finger, just with a middle finger to the rest of the world. I want this for Giannis, for Chris Paul. I want this so much for him. I'm watching this because I want him to win. I think Giannis will get into the shot one day, but this proved just how much he's really been carrying this team all postseason. I know people, after what we saw at the end of the Atlanta series, people were, hey, the Bucks, Chris Middleton, Jrue Holiday, so you get Giannis back, you're going to be great. No, Giannis looks like that hyperextension hasn't hurt him at all. I know he was a little like hesitant in game one, but I think he was just trying to get into the flow of the offense. And in this game, he was like, man, fuck this. I'm taking this game over. And in the third quarter, he tried to do that, and it just wasn't enough. It really just wasn't enough. Because Booker and Paul were not going to let this game go. And Mikal Bridges, I hope we can get another game like this from Mikal, because he's doing like a star-making, not a star-making performance. But this was a role player performance. This is the type of performance you expect from role players in these type of games. You expect one guy in the playoffs for the Miami Heat was like Mike Miller and Ray Allen. Their first championship was Mike Miller, and then it was Ray Allen. I mean, this happens a lot with teams that don't have overwhelming talent. When you have two teams that are relatively the same, guys step up and they have big games and hit big shots. Do I expect Mikal Bridges to do this for the entire series? No, I do not. But I do expect him, play some good ball, play some good minutes, give you great defense, hit some open shots. And that's what he's been doing. And I mean, the Milwaukee Bucks, my guys, you can't keep doing this. You're starting to remind me of the Clippers. Dropping games, dropping the first two games of series, and expecting people not to count you out. I really want them. This is going to come back to bite them in the ass, and this is the series where it's going to happen. Now, in the association, we have Team USA wants to honor Kobe Bryant. Yeah, they want to honor Kobe Bryant with play at Tokyo Games. Even he would, quote from, I believe this was Kevin Durant, even when he was alive and playing, his DNA was embedded in us. I mean, this is fan. I love this. I wasn't the biggest Kobe fan when he was alive, but I always respected his game. Always respected his game. And apparently via the Bleacher Report, the New Orleans Pelicans might be looking to trade the number 10 overall pick. What they should be looking to do is find a way to keep Lonzo Ball and trade Eric Bledsoe and get rid of Steven Adams. What the hell? That was some bad moves, man. Let's see. What else is on the newsletter? Can the Bucks come back? I think it's done. I think it's done. I think they're the Bucks and the Suns. I think it's kind of done. I think it's over with. I think the Phoenix Suns are just I think they're a better coach team. I think they're a better execution. They're not healthier. They are not healthy. That's been proven. They are not the healthier team. But this is a pretty short episode of today's Technical Foul podcast. Not much, just a quick little recap of Game 2 of the NBA Finals. We'll be back for Game 3 in Milwaukee on Sunday. But that's probably gonna happen in the middle of the day. So when I get home, I'll probably have to watch the highlights. Maybe if I can find a stream of the game, I'll rewatch the game. Maybe I'll be able to find it on NBA.com or ESPN Plus or whatever. I'll find a way to watch the game. Maybe catch a little bit at work, but I'll find a way to watch it as much as I can. Once again, this is Technical Foul Podcast. I am your host. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Drop 5 stars. If you drop 4 stars, I am inclined to believe you are a hater.
What you know about rolling down in the deep? When your brain goes numb, you can call that mental freeze. When these people talk too much, put that shit